mean a lot to me and the crew that you will subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on TikTok, and follow us on Instagram. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
I don't like culture. I don't like gossip. I don't like talking bad about people. I don't find that amusing. I don't care about the way Susan dresses or the way the way Kyle looks. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like interested in gossip. I feel like a lot of churches they're super judgmental people. See, like now I don't want to go to your building because the people, and I feel like the people should be like welcoming. That to me is like something that bothers me a lot about certain communities that I know. It's just like at a certain point, like you keep crossing the line, it's like not very fun anymore.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 20 of the Sacred Sanctuary podcast. As you can tell, we are at our new studio. This is a different setup. There's been in a planning process of just finding different studios for the past, I would say, 3 months. And we settled into this kind of space, which I particularly like. It's way much bigger. Our studio is way much bigger. And before I introduce today's guest for episode 20, I just would like to say to you guys, thank you so much for even supporting and following this journey. Personally, I just been on a journey of like knowing how do I steward this well, because I don't want to just like do it like I love it, but I want to make sure it glorifies God and His will, and just bring different types of people, because at the end of the day, I think in today's age, I don't think I've seen enough healthy discourse or healthy discussions, especially if people have disagreements. And I pray that this room, whoever I bring on, can have that. And I pray the Holy Spirit can just take over. And I do have some questions, but we'll see how it is. But today's guest, we have a filmmaker. We might talk about his film. We don't know. And today we have Pat. Welcome to the podcast, bro.
What's good?
Yeah, dude.
That's good. Sorry,
dude, my God.
That's good.
You ready shaking, dude.
I'm a tweaker.
He's okay, guys. He's normal.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Okay, before we start, bro. Honestly, I was like praying this morning and the other day, like what to talk about. And to be honest, like I don't have a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
But I only have like 2 big topics.
Yeah.
One of them is like, honestly, throughout your film, Sins of My Youth.
Yeah.
Later, we're going to talk about more in details of that film that you wrote and direct. But specifically, I want to talk more about like, how did during that process, was your faith impacted making that film? That was the year of 2023. So make sure to think of that version of Pat 2023.
Yeah. Kind of feels funny to talk about it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the fast rundown was that I campaigned for it like early 2023, and then fall of like 2023 we shot it. It was cool. It was fun. It's one of those things where it's kind of. I don't know. I'm not here to promote it or anything, so it's like
you're cool. Hey, promote it, bro.
No. I think what was cool about it was just like seeing like my church community at the time like back it.
Yeah.
And like how it made it, because it wouldn't be possible without them. And I think looking back, I really appreciate like we shot 6 days in a row.
Oh, dang.
And a lot of the people I worked with on that project, I work with them now. And I feel like that project was like, I think it's like it felt like a gift from God in a way.
Yeah.
Like thanks for letting me like explore this like little passion project. And then I think in the process of that passion project, I got to meet a lot of cool people on the way.
Yeah.
And then so like it opened a lot of doors, and I got to like meet. I think more people from like different walks of life that I don't think I would have normally met if I didn't make that project. So it was cool. It was like a gift from God. I'm really grateful for it. And now it's like it's cool. I liked it for what it was, and yeah.
So. What motivated you to even pursue this kind of like?
Yeah, I mean,
like
I think
topic, I would say. Yeah.
I think. Oh, well, at that time I was like I had like severe. not like okay, not severe, but like I was going through that like 20-year-old like
he's okay, guys. Mentally, he's fine.
Every early 20-year-old, they have this like awoken moment, like oh my gosh, like generational trauma. I remember people kept like talking about generational trauma for a long time, and I was like I'm kind of sick of hearing it, but whatever. I'll spin my take on it. And at the time, I was in therapy, and I was like, it was fun. Where am I going with this?
Dude, the fact that you're laughing, talking about generational trauma is crazy.
Well, it's like womp womp now. But like, what I'm trying to say is that, long story short, I was healing through a lot of things. I was working through a lot of things in therapy, and I was like, why not make a project of this? And that was that thing, and it was cool, and that's kind of like where my head was at when I was like writing it and making it. Yeah.
When you were like, because like I'm gonna read what it says. I was like doing some. This is the description. Okay?
Oh yeah.
The description of your film. A mother who is a recovered addict reached out to her son.
Yeah.
In the hopes of mending a broken relationship.
Yeah.
Like, how did you come to that conclusion?
It was at the time I wanted to do like a dual protagonist type of story. It later became like a switching type of story.
Yeah.
But long story short, yeah, I mean, I thought it was interesting. Like, it sounded cool. I think I asked ChatGPT, like, well, I don't know if ChatGPT was around back then, but like, I probably like workshopped it around. Like, oh, this sounds cool. And then I just like, I think ChatGPT was around. So like, yeah, I threw ChatGPT like, hey, can you make something cool? And like, and I just made that. And then I just slapped it on, and then like I campaigned for it, and it's show. Yeah. But again, I'm not here to talk about it, so yeah, I don't know. But I'm like really happy with it. I'm like, yeah.
Dude, I want to let you know we had a meeting for the team to talk about podcast stuff.
Yeah.
And then I showed the film to some of them, and they felt, if I may speak on behalf of my team, they felt like really impacted on your film.
Like the 30-second version or the 12, the 11? Oh, okay.
The long one, the one that you sent me the link on.
Yeah.
So we had a meeting, and we just watched it.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, what you think about this film? Because the way how I like think of like guest ideas, I don't want to just like think like, oh, I want it, but I'm like, oh, what do you guys think? You know, because I don't want to just be based on my own ideas of filming.
Yeah.
And when they watched the film, they felt very like, oh, this film is real. It talks. Can you talk more about the setting behind your film, though?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go into it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, thanks for liking it. I mean, I hope it was fun. I hope you guys didn't fall asleep.
Dude, give you some more credit, dog. Oh my gosh.
No, okay, I'm gonna give some local context.
Okay.
I think when I made it, it was like my baby at the time.
Okay.
But like, now it's all grown up basically, because now it's grown up. Now it's like in the world now. So So I had a lot of time to like. I submitted competitions and it didn't get into something, and for me it was just like I had to learn how to. For context, who's watching this, I'm a little sick, so whoever's listening, I'm sorry. I hope I don't bleed your ears out. Anyways, back to the point.
We promise you this is a good episode.
Yeah. No. Long story short, what was the question again?
Dude, oh my God. Can you explain the setting behind of your film since of my youth?
City-wise, Orange County, because that's where I'm from.
Orange what?
Orange County.
I thought you said Orange Cali.
Oh no, Orange County. See, I'm telling you, I'm a little sick here. Okay.
Dude, this guy is like.
And yeah, I mean that's kind of where it started. I wanted to do something interesting at the time. Oh, sorry. Let me actually forget it. I'm so ADHD. Have fun cutting this. No, what I was gonna say was, I wanted to try something different. I didn't want the mom to be like Asian. I wanted her to be like Americanized Asian.
Okay.
What that also meant was that like I wanted her to kind of be like I wanted her to like, because it would have felt more realistic for her to change, and for me I just wanted to do something, I mean I like watch people change, and so for me that was kind of like my heart behind it. Looking back, this film was very interesting. Like I felt like my character's name was Becky. I felt like she was my daughter. I was like, I felt like you know what I mean. Like it was one of those things where, not to over romanticize the process, but I felt like I felt her pain, even though I wrote it. Obviously, I would know it, but I had a lot of empathy for some of my characters that I wrote. So that was a little bit that didn't directly answer your question, but that was kind of like the vibes. But back to my other point about rejection, because I didn't like, because I didn't get like certain things that I wanted. I had to learn that like it wasn't the end of the world. So when I talk about it now, it's kind of like I kind of forced myself to move on from it. Because like I learned to like count the little wins, and so now it's out. Like I'm grateful it's out, but like when I talk about it now, it's like not like it feels like I'm bragging or anything, but it just like it's hard because it's like it's not that close to my heart anymore. But I'm very happy with it and how it turned out. Yeah.
What would you say like throughout? You said 6 days. 6 days of filming.
6 days. Yeah, I shot 6 days in a row.
Like how long did it take you to write it then?
Probably like a little bit. Probably like 9 months or something like that.
9 months.
I had like 22 drafts, something like that. Like the script was like 24 pages. I cut it down like 12. It was like.
Wait, you cut it half?
Yeah, I cut it half. Yeah, it was a long story. We shot like 6 days in a row.
How'd you even decide like what to cut out? Like
I was just like, I didn't like this. Let's cut it out. And like I literally kept rewriting the whole story.
Right.
So like this, the project people will see is very different than what I intended. But a lot of it was just like at the time I wasn't very mature in my taste, and so I feel like a lot of the decisions I made like weren't as good as like if I did it now, I think I would have done a better job, obviously. But it's one of those things where you grow in the craft. And it's like I don't know, it's like I don't know. My taste got better, And I probably would have done it a little differently. But
how do you define someone who has an immature and a mature taste then?
Well, I'm only gonna say about me, but I think back then, it's kind of a long tangent, but
No, go for it, dude.
I read a book called like Directing Actors by Judas Weston. That book I read it to kind of like get to prepare for this project at the time, and at that stage of my life, like I wasn't aware of what I saw. I was aware of what I felt, and I think during that process through that project, you have to learn how to like trust what you're seeing, not what you're seeing in your head, and like trust your first instinct as like because you're kind of the audience when you're looking on the monitor, and so for me it was like. So I tried like whatever I'm feeling in that moment is what the audience is gonna feel, and I also factored the writing process too because in my writing process is like the audience isn't gonna know what's in your head; it's only gonna know what you give them, and so now that I'm older, I'm aware of that. By the time I didn't know that, but I only learned that like after like so many edits and like directing enough, and so that was probably like the one of the big changes in my career. And there's also like a little more technical stuff. Like now that I'm older, I realize like you got to ease your audience into something. You can't like unload a clip and do all this like emo stuff. It's like it's very balanced.
Wait, what? Do what?
Emo stuff. I think I like a lot of young filmmakers. They want to like say something really deep and cool. Like that's tight, but like you gotta like prep them for that. Or you gotta take your time and like.
Okay.
I learned as I get older how to like multiple notes, like emotional notes. So on my next project, I'm excited to show that. But yeah, at the time, I was just like I wasn't mature enough to like know like how to execute what I wanted to say. I knew what I want to say, but I don't know how to execute it yet. Now I have a better idea, and now I know that like something that's simple isn't bad. Like because I mean, there's more sauce to it, but I'm ADHD, so I'm running on tangent. But yeah, that's kind of what my.
Seems like you've been blaming a lot on your ADHD, dog.
Yeah, it's cope. It's cope.
It's all right.
I feel bad for that. I'm so sorry. You're like, I hate this guy.
She's the one who's saying it.
Thanks, Alyssa. You're the best.
She's gonna be like, I'm so stressed. Why there's so many timestamps?
Yeah, why there's so much like ums and ahs? Can he talk straight?
I will say this though, like. Before I move on, I want to talk more in depth about the script writing and the process of that. Because I would say, to me, back then, I painted a lot. I went to drawing class. And I remember this time that I don't think this was legal, actually, what did I think about? I went to like I would say art school.
Yeah.
And then like there was a specific time that the teachers and the art teachers would get out lunch, right?
Yeah.
So when they go out to get lunch at a nearby spot,
Yeah.
I was like, can I stay in the studio
Yeah.
because I want to draw more ideas?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, because do you know what that feeling is like? Oh, you almost got it, but like,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I was going through the idea, and I was like, oh, can I just stay here? And they literally like, yeah, and they locked me inside the whole school, and they just went to get lunch.
Okay.
And when I think about it, I was like, I don't know if that's legal, but whatever.
Were they trying to protect you from like intruders?
I guess I don't know.
So I'm taking antibiotics on your podcast. You have that cut part out. But
Why you telling me? Tell her. Tell her, bro.
yeah, he's like doing drugs, doing meth or something.
This is a healthy channel, guys. He's a healthy man. But anyway, so I was like, I had like this mini notebook of like different sketches of ideas what I wanted to paint. I was like doing like oil painting and acrylic painting, things of that sort. And then when I think about it, like just it's somewhat similarly like when you create a script, you go through different process, different like drafts, like you mentioned earlier, like, oh, I written originally 24, but you cut it out to 12. Like when you were thinking about writing the story since my youth and creating a character like Becky and creating the son character Nick, was that somewhatly a mirror reflection of your relation with you and your mom?
Oh, it's more my relationship with my dad than my mom.
Your what?
It's more about my dad than my mom.
Okay.
Because my dad, he had a very his life kind of mirrored like with the mom character, where like they kind of like left the house at an early age. They kind of had to like learn things the hard way, and then along the way they picked up some bad habits. So that's kind of where that arc kind of came about. I only did it about the mom because like I didn't want to like talk about my daddy issues or whatever it was at the time. Like I felt like I was like, oh,
I'm so glad we didn't record early when we talked about.
No, it's funny. Like I'm old now, so it doesn't really bother me. So that's a comedy, but like back then it was just like I didn't want people to think that, like, oh, what's all this? Why is there always something story about his dad? It's like, so I kind of switched up to my mom, but you know, my mom has her own fun little lore. But yeah. I mean, at the time that was kind of what I had going on, and yeah. That's
Did you have like discussions with your parents prior to making this film, or you just like
they don't really like they're in my life, but they're not really in my life like that. So
explain what do you mean? Like,
yeah, I mean my dad's dead, so there's that.
Oh, dude, this is crazy. Okay, dude, you know what's crazy? When we record, we keep everything in. Like we don't make cuts.
We'll figure it out. I don't know.
No, like the reason why I'm asking is this because like I think I told you from when we had dinner. Like my dad and my mom are divorced, right? Like my dad's similar, like it's not dead. He's not dead. We almost had like a bond, but like, I'm sorry. It's just what it is. My dad lives currently in Thailand, and my mom lives in the States. Yeah. But I don't have like a tight relationship with both of them. Yeah. So it's like when I was personally watching it first time, we sent me and David like the link. Yeah. I was like, oh cool, let me watch it. And then. Well, obviously I couldn't relate to it because I didn't grow up in the church, you know. But then I saw a difference. I put myself in a perspective like, oh, I have friends growing up at the church. I wonder if their experience is similarly what Becky or Nick was going through. And the fact that like you see this transition that Nick was struggling to see this change, like to see his mom like getting baptized, but then. His memory is like, oh, but I seen you like neglecting me, and like having that struggle of like identity, but also in that relationship, you know? It reminded me of like the prodigal son kind of moment. You feel me? So when you were like thinking about that dynamic, I want to talk about Nick and Becky. Like, what were you trying to do?
I thought it was just interesting. I wanted to at the time I wanted to show like character depth, and I felt like, you know, if you're gonna like. If you're gonna show someone change, you gotta show the past a little bit, and I think at the time that was what I was trying to do. But what's funny was that like, so on the day of the shoot, in the script, if anyone wanted to watch it, like they'll understand. But the mom was supposed to come home, like apologizing to the son for not picking him up. But then I was walking on set and I saw this like beer, like alcohol bottle, and I was like,
wait, what?
I saw like alcohol bottle. It's a prop, but I was like, you know what? You should go home drunk. And that's why I just told her that, like, just to play with that, and then she kind of figured it out. And that kind of was like that kind of changed the story trajectory a lot. So that was kind of like kind of how I came up with that. But how personal is it? Yeah, I mean, I have relatives who get turned up and have fun, and so I kind of experienced some things as a kid, but so yeah, that's that.
Well, I'm hearing like.
All you're hearing? Oh, it's because I have cough drops in my pocket.
No, but like I remember, but it looks way different from my angle.
Really?
Because like it's like it looks like you're hiding drugs in your pocket.
Oh,
dog.
well, I mean,
Dude, don't put it in your camera like that.
no, it's a cough drop. It's my sore throat.
But it's just the way it's like, yo.
Yeah.
I need give me more money or whatnot.
Yeah. No. But that was kind of how like that dynamic became a thing, and then, well, it's also really okay. I should probably say this. Like, at 23, I started to humanize my family. Like,
yeah, I remember we talked about that.
Yeah, or 23, 24, I started like, like I don't think, some things I went through was very fair, but I think for the most part, I think they were just trying their best, and like I think everybody, I don't know, this is kind of trendy to say, but I think everybody agrees that like you get to the point where you're like, oh, your parents are people too, and all that jazz, and that's what I was going through at the time. So I wanted Nick to be able to experience that, and it's kind of hard to talk about because there was so much I wanted to explore with the character that I never got a chance to do in the short.
Like Nick or Becky?
Both of them.
Both
like
of
there
them?
was so much more depth I wrote, but I couldn't show it off.
Like what?
Like I think there's a lot of nuance that I missed out on, because like we only had so much time, and that kind of came back to the point about like the maturing aspect. Like, I'll probably maybe one day I'll probably do this for a feature one day.
Like a part 2?
No, but like it'll be like 2 hours long or something like that. Like, it'll be like it's like a whole movie instead of a short. But there was a lot of nuance that I wanted to explore. Like I wanted to showcase like because in the film Nick was like 27 and like 18 at the same time. In the flashback, he was a teenager. When you see him, he's like older, like mid-20s or something. And I wanted to kind of show like contrast of him now and like him back then, but I could only do so much for the amount of time I had.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why it's a little hard to talk about, because I look back at the film, I have so much love for it, but like it just didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted, and not in a pretentious way. It just was like he didn't have enough time, he didn't have the resources, but like all things considered, like it turned out really good. Like maybe like B- grade, C+ B- grade, but yeah, that's kind of how that happened. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still very grateful for the film though.
When you were, preparing the characters like Nick and Becky, what were some of the instructions you would tell the actors who would portray those characters then?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, before we got to set, like I would, we would have a couple meetings, like 30 minutes long. We'll talk about the character psychology. By the time we got on set, like some of my favorite notes was when I asked them questions. Like there's a sequence with like the younger mom, and a different actress, but like I was like, hey, you want to try this? Or like I would ask her like, hey, can you drive this scene? Because I don't know what direction I would give you. And I'll let them like play with their instincts, and I like that more. And a lot of times, a lot of the notes I give them, I like play off one another, because I didn't want to. Because I don't expo dump. I don't like give paragraphs in between takes. I feel like that's too much sauce.
Yeah.
But that came with maturing though, and I feel like so now my direction is very simple. I'm just like, hey, just play off one another. Like you already know what I want. You already know what the character's thinking. Now just like a little nudge this way. And we'll try different takes. And then like if I want to try something on the spot, we'll have like a debrief like 5 minutes, 2 minutes max, and then we'll just like we let you drive. Because I trust my actors more than my own taste sometimes. That's why you cast well. So with them it was very easy. I didn't really have to like give them that many notes.
I want to learn more about the psychology part about them trying to portray. What do you mean by the psychology part?
What do you like?
Like trying to like specifically like I want to talk about like Becky. Yeah. Because like there's different stages.
Yeah.
Like from Was it high school or college?
Yeah, I mean, with her, it's like kind of I wanted both our lives to parallel one another.
Okay.
But Nick broke the cycle by going to therapy. She never got a chance to go to therapy, and she accidentally got pregnant in the film.
Yeah.
So in the movie, it's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of how it happened. And with her, you kind of like see like 3 stages of her. You see her.
Yeah, you see 3.
You see like present version. You see how she was to her son. Then you see her as a victim. Yeah.
Was that the?
That was when she was like kind of storm off the storm. Yeah.
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 Okay, because I remember when I saw the dynamic between when Nick and his mom was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then basically Nick was like pissed at her.
Yeah.
Because like she was just trying to make food for him.
Yeah. That wasn't really what it was. That for me, this is kind of what I mean by nuance. That like, like she kind of neglected. She was supposed to pick him up from something.
Yeah.
But she didn't pick him up. But that kind of happened like that was kind of a nuance that I missed. Sorry.
No, you're good. You got water.
Yeah, true that.
We got another bottle for you.
It's fine. Thank you.
Should I put like a donation box for you too? Do you have a mailbox?
I'll take Zelle donations. No,
Zelle Venmo?
No. No, what I mean by that is that that was kind of a nuance that I missed because the idea behind that scene was that like she came home drunk and like I needed you to do something for me, but instead you were out partying, and that's kind of why he was bothered. You know, but again, that came down to nuance. We didn't have like, all the time in the world to get that detail.
Yeah.
You know, there's another detail that I kind of like I didn't get a chance to do, but like I wanted. Like the reason why he stormed out of the house the second time was because like she stole money from him. I mean, you kind of hear it in the audio in bits, I think, but that was kind of it's kind of hard to show like that level of nuance within like a certain time frame. So if I get a chance to like make a feature one day, like I would probably like elaborate on those beats.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of these things like it just takes like time and training and you know that's why I'm also not in a rush to make my movie now. I feel like I want to like take time, like you know, if it takes like 5 to 6 years I'm training, it's fine. Like I'm not in a rush right now to make a feature.
I want to jump into a different topic, and I don't want to just ask like, oh, where did like God like tissue like I don't want to go to that route. Yeah. But like what I'm feeling right now is that like I want to go to the route like during like after I would say after seeing how it is like the final product. Yeah. Like how proud are you? Like seeing the final product of your film.
Yeah, I mean,
because I would say you're a harsh critic. I think every artist are somewhat a harsh critic to their artworks.
No, I am very proud of it, but I'm also indifferent because it's been so many years.
Right, like 2-3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and I put better work out. So that's kind of like what I mean. I have a lot of love for that project, but for me it was just like. It was, that was really important to me at 24. So me at 26, like, there are things that are important to me now. You know, the things I'm working on now. Yeah. I really care about, and I think the best way to move on is like by keep making stuff, and you find something else to love. And now I have new things I'm working towards.
What do you think like you have developed over the courses of years from 23 to 26 as a filmmaker, but yet also as a person?
I think, my frontal lobe developed. That was fun.
Yo, what?
My frontal lobe developed.
I'm so sorry.
My frontal lobe developed. So, like...
I was so surprised. I was like, he did not... What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, from 20... You know, you develop at 25, so, like, I joked about my friends. I remember, like, in, like, 2024, at 25, like, I spent a lot of time, like, working on me as a person. And then 2025, turning 26 now, it's like this is when I started like my work started like getting really good, and right now I feel like, you know, God's really been blessing me a lot, like getting all those opportunities and all this stuff. Like I feel like I don't take those things for granted. You know, I know how hard it is to work and be a filmmaker, and I'm very grateful to like be able to get work and also like be able to be fortunate to have like a strong network that like gives me the opportunity to work. But we also like pump out like good stuff too, so like I'm really grateful for that. But to me, sometimes like these things are like they're just a job. It's not like something I idolize anymore. So that's why the biggest jump from like 24 to 26.
Interesting.
It's like, yeah, you know, like you every project I do, I love it. I'm grateful for it, but it's not like it's not the end of the world anymore. You know, when I was younger, I would probably be like, oh, I gotta go hard on this. I gotta like put in all, like not like Mamba type beat, but like kind of like Mamba type beat. Like it was like a lot of, I was very like, I still am dedicated, but it's not like the thing that will make me anymore.
Were you like very tunnel visioned back then? Would you say, or would that be too drastic?
Maybe a little tunnel vision. I would agree. Yeah, like I mean, it's not smart to like max your credit cards and make projects, but
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
You know, you ball. But no. I would probably say there's that, and there's also probably you know, I had this really bizarre experience recently. I was like, I'm not like living for validation anymore.
You're not living for
Validation anymore. When I was younger, I wanted to be like really. I wanted this thing to work out. I wanted to be cool. I want people to like me and all this stuff.
you
Yeah.
thinking like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted my career to be this huge thing so like people can kind of like can give me respect. And now, like to a degree, I'm fortunate enough to like people, you know, like respect the effort that I put into what I do. But now it's like it's not like I talked to myself and I was like, what am I after in life? Like I don't really like need people to like me like that anymore. Like
like a craving for it.
yeah, like, I'm not like craving for like validation like
Yeah.
I used to. You know, now I'm more like you know, I'm like I don't know. I'm just like very grateful to work and very grateful that talented people like let me work with them. And like you know, they're like I have the right people. I have like the right people around me that like support me, respect me, and so yeah, that kind of changed a lot. Like I became less like obsessive about certain things.
Where do you think that came from? Was it like from like your family? Usually 80% what I see online is always family.
No, not really. I mean, like the need of validation.
Yeah, especially like Asian culture is like.
I mean, yeah, it's probably family, like life, and
See,
women,
that's so
you know, all that
nonchalantly.
stuff. You know how it goes. No, but yeah, I mean, that's probably how it all started. Because when I was younger, I was like, I thought about it like this. I was like, you know, like my career was a thing that like gave me direction when I was like a teenager, and then I became an adult, and it kind of like became the thing that like paid my bills when I was like early adulthood, you know. So it wasn't supposed to be, but it was always the thing that kept saving me every single time I was in trouble, you know, or like if I felt like I was going through something, I would write, you know, and so that was kind of like the backbone of like how my career accidentally became validating. And then I got older, and I was like, maybe I'll tell you off screen a little more detail about it. But long story short, I reached a point in my life where I was like, I don't want to I don't want to live like this. I don't want to keep needing validation from people. So that's kind of how it happened.
You know, like I think I'm similarly trying to do that too in my life.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, like I've been preaching recently.
Yeah.
To the kids, and it's like my first time doing that.
Yeah.
And when you're like in a good run per se, and people like your sermons, you want to keep the ball rolling, but you start realizing it's not up to you. It's never been about you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you go to like these two battles of thought, like oh, I want to obey God, right? But then there's like this other thought is like, oh, but like if I don't do well, people gonna think like I'm a bad preacher per se, right? So it's you go to like this, you could say like psychological, I don't know, heart, whatever, I don't know, whatever you may be, right? And when it comes to validation for me, I currently learning to. It's two thoughts. I'm learning, I would say, to not care what people think to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because to grow, you need critics.
Yeah.
And you have to handle them well.
For sure.
Right? And then there's this other idea is like, well, if you have this craving, like you mentioned earlier, it kind of destroys your character.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, am I doing the necessity just to please others or to obey God on my perspective, right?
Yeah.
And I've learned this is that like when it comes to any I would say any types of careers,
Yeah.
any types of careers you do, there's there's a certain level like you want to serve others, right?
Yeah.
There's this aspect of it. But then like for example, if I'm bringing my mom up, like she works in a Chinese restaurant,
Yeah.
right? She always wants to like service good,
Yeah.
but then she has like this like unhealthy, I would say, like, oh, will people like me like if I don't act this certain way, right? And then that's like bring it up to like church. It's like,
Yeah.
would they like me if I only act this certain way?
Yeah.
But if I don't act that kind of way, and I think you and I would know what that means, is like, will I be like dismissed from the church?
Yeah.
You know,
Like you're not in that role.
like you're not like part of the normal per
Yeah.
se in that kind of like church culture.
You don't fit the culture.
Yeah, you don't fit the culture. And you start going to this like wavelength that up and down. It's like, oh, like where's my identity in God? Like, okay, I have these things that God has blessed me with, but like I don't know what to do. Who's the right people? And you've been mentioning earlier that like you've been surrounding yourself with the right people per se.
Yeah, like healthy people.
You know, healthy
Yeah.
people. And like talk more about like you like reflecting upon more of that. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
For sure. I think how do I put this? Well, I think for me, I'm very. I grew up in an environment where people like they more like they would give you flowers if you worked in STEM, like engineering, teacher, being a math, like
Doctor,
yeah, that's
lawyer, yeah.
And it was always hard to like share my achievements because I felt like nobody really got it. And for me, it was like, after a certain amount of time, you learn to kind of like live without it. But it kind of sucks when you're in church and like these are supposed to be your closest friends, but they don't know how to celebrate with you. And now I have people in my life where like we celebrate like all the little stuff. And me even being a friend, like I might not know what you got going on in your career. Like I don't know what it's like to do X, Y, Z, but like you're gonna have to tell me what makes you excited about it, so I can know, so I can celebrate with you. Because that's like really important to me to have people like who can celebrate things with you. And I think like that's kind of was like the way I kind of came up to. I feel like there's never really room to be creative, or like they never understood like some of like the people like the leaders in my life, the adults in my life at the time when I was a teenager. Like they never like appreciated or really cared about what I was doing, what I was trying to say, and where I reached a certain point in my 20s where I was like, well, I learned to live without you, so obviously I'm not gonna need you in my life anymore. So I kind of like moved on, and now back to the point because you asked about healthy people. Now I have a network where like we celebrate each other's wins. You got something great, cool, and like it's kind of that saying where like you have a list of people you tell like bad news to, but the list of people that you tell your good news to is probably even smaller.
Yeah,
and that's right now, and I feel like I have friends where I can just like tell them like, hey, I'm doing this cool thing over here. I'm doing this like I get to travel for work now, and that's so much fun. But I only tell that to like a handful of people that I'm working with, or like that I'm close with, because like we either one we get it, or two it's like you create a space for me to feel like I can share these things with you, and so that's kind of like what I mean when I say I have these healthy people. But also another thing is that like I have people in my life now like we can like rationally talk about things. It's not that deep. Long story short, I came from a background where like they cared, but they were like too emotional about certain things, or they never like put effort to like understanding things from the other point of view.
Okay.
And the people I grew up with, sometimes they have like they aren't very good to accountability. But granted, whoever's listening, they don't know them, so I gotta offend them a little bit. But like the people who I grew up with were very kind too. Like they were kind of the place and the environment that like I was in that allowed me to be like emotionally available and emotionally develop. Like some of the things I am today would be possible without them. So like that's me like defending the people I grew up with. But yeah, long tangent, but that's kind of like what I mean when now I have like healthier friends. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at in like my life, my relationship, my peers.
I mean, it does feel weird.
Yeah.
You know, like, especially because I know somewhatly what you mean.
Yeah.
I can't fully understand because I don't share that same experience with you, right?
Yeah.
But like, I would say like even celebrating when you have people celebrating successes, that's a type of vulnerability because you hope that they don't just throw in a trash can and be like, oh, woo woo, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, it will mean a lot to me and the crew that you will subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on TikTok, and follow us on Instagram. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Okay. Now I want to ask you a question.
Okay, cool. Go for it.
When people like, you know, I've been thinking about this for the past like a handful of months, and I feel like when people talk about like advancing the kingdom of God, or they talk about like, oh, I prayed for this person and they're going to church. Like for me, like I'm like that's cool, but like, lack of a better word, like it doesn't. I don't really care that much about it. Yeah. But I know that I probably should. And maybe I might ask you that too, because I'm like, I feel like this is what we're made to do, right? We're made to like multiply. We're made to like, it's like to spread the gospel. But to me, it's like, you know, I mean, like I care about my career, I care about my life, and I should care about like these things that God cares about. And I bring it up because I'm like, I care, but like I don't feel like I care.
So what's your question? You just went at I'm listening, dog.
No, there is a question, but it might sound kind of crazy. That's what I'm kind of trying to word it.
No, you're good.
But like
maybe it's the ADHD.
But no. But it's like, lack of a better word, like I don't care about as much as I think I should. You know, and that's one too. It's like the other thing is that like. Yeah, I don't really know what it means when people say that like they can like hear God, or they like they make conscious effort to like include God in all the plans. Like I've always like wondered like you know what that means for certain people and like what it looks like. But those are one of the two things that I really want to talk about. You know. Yeah.
Sorry, I like to think before I say anything.
You're like me, you know, I say whatever's on my mind. You're introspective and stuff.
Well, I think specifically those type of topics is going to be difficult to answer. It's not like always black and white. Yeah. That's how I like to see things, right? My perspective would differ from someone else who's listening on the other end. Right. But speaking from my own experience and what I've learned through this faith journey with God is that when I like prepare sermon or when I read the word like mornings or night, for me, as someone who grew up in a Buddhist house, and now like committing my life to God, I've learned this from having mentors helping me through my faith, is that when it comes to spreading the gospel, it's not just like one direction. Yeah. Does that make sense?
I can see like it's not like
it's not just yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're good. Like, it's not just one direction. Like, oh, you have to, like, go out there, preach the word. Like, if that's for you, go for it. Yeah. Like, for me, I do my best. It's, like, either this, one-on-ones, you know? Or, like, for me, I felt like God has, like, just gave me a call just to be there for the kids. Yeah. And I remember, like, when I felt that, I was like, that doesn't make sense. Yeah. Because growing up, I didn't have a big family. Yeah. Parents divorced. Yeah. First memory of my dad dipped. Yeah. So I was like, me teaching kids and being nice and being soft per se and being reliable, like a reliable adult. Back then, didn't make sense because I didn't get that. Yeah. But we all know God used broken people, you know, all that, right? Yeah. Which is still like purposeful and it's meaningful. I'm not saying it isn't, but I felt like that's just how I.
Like spread the gospel.
Yeah, spread the gospel.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I'll add on to that. Yeah. No, I feel the same way. I think because like I think what's important to me is like showing people I work with them that I care.
Yeah, and also adding genuineness. Like you don't have to be like this, like you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, in all honesty, like for a filmmaker, the best way to show you care about them is like pay them on time and get them jobs. You know, and I think that's like a priority to me to make sure my friends or their livelihoods are okay. You know,
like a caretaker and
yeah.
well, not caretaker. That's a wrong. Bad
No,
word,
I mean,
but you know what I mean.
The way I would put it is that like, yo, like I don't know. Like, so the way I would put it is like, yo, I don't know what you got going on in your financial life, but like, I hope I appreciate you and the fact you're working on my job. I hope that like, you can feel taken care of. And that starts by like making sure your money lands on time and making sure like I'm helping you get work. You could be doing well, you could be doing bad. I don't need to know. That's not my business. But at the very least, like, it's important for me to show I care about people in that regard because, like, I know what it's like to be paid like 45 days late, like 2 months late. Like I need this money for rent and then it didn't come in on time. So like, I know that's like, and it sucks. It's the worst feeling in the world, And like trying to explain to people in life that like, yo, I did this cool job, but they haven't paid me out yet. Like that's a very frustrating emotion, and I show I care about the people I work with by like making sure that they can trust that like we'll take care of them on the most important thing to them. And obviously there's like there's also the really important stuff too, like make sure people feel safe, like they feel like respected, and it's like creative fulfilling too, But so like those stuff on the back end that I really care about. That's kind of how I show like how I want to impact people's lives or whatever.
Like somewhat like provider. I don't know if that's the right word.
No, I mean I don't have a hero complex.
But that's the only word. Or like somewhat like
I think the most
doing your part.
I think the most way to put it. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you good, dog. I know you got. I'm like,
no, the best way to put it is that like, I mean, I just care about the people I work with. Like I just want to make sure they know they're taken care of. That's important to me, and I think maybe I started from the way I was raised. Like growing up the church or like growing up with like, or maybe I learned like by being done dirty, by the industry, whatever it is. That's important to me. To make sure people feel taken care of.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I got going on.
What do you think? If you could list like a couple things, let's just say 5. What do you think God has been providing you like consistently recently? Obviously, because of finances stuff. Yeah,
I mean like, I look at my career, my life, and I feel like all this mercy, all this stuff that I prayed for, like I feel like I'm living the things I used to pray for, and that's because, and I really feel like God's like, I really feel like it's like grace and mercy. Like you don't have to answer these prayer requests, but you do, and I'm so grateful that you do. Like I know I don't deserve it, but like thank you so much for blessing these things that I care about. And I don't know why you would. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to.
No, I get that.
Keep the blessings coming. I'm not saying stop, but like,
dude, why you look up just to see?
I'm talking about it, like thank you, but that's to answer your question. Yeah, like they go. I think God knows like, what's important to me. I like creating. I like to like make stuff, and like, thank you for like allowing me to like do this with my life. Because like this is hard. It's not easy to do this, and so I don't take it for granted. And I feel very like fortunate to like do this. For my life.
All right, that's one. You got 4 more. What are some things that you're grateful that God provides you or given you? What do you think in retrospect?
Well, play friends, the right support group, the right network. I think early on in my life, I felt like, not to be edgy, but like
it's okay.
Alone in the sense of like, alone in the sense of like nobody kind of understood where I was coming from, and now I feel like I have friends in my life that like will hear me out and won't think that I'm being dumb. Because you don't really know me like that, but like you can tell like I take a fast left turn, and at first you're like, that sounds crazy, but then once I explain it, you're like, oh, okay, that makes a little more sense.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I get you.
The people in my life now, like, okay, hold on, let him cook, let him explain, and then it makes sense. I feel like I have that now with my friends. Growing up, I don't know if I had that growing up. But then again, growing up, I was a crackhead. I mean, I still am a crackhead, but like, I was like an immature nut job as a kid. So like, I don't blame people for like not liking me at that age or like being.
Dude, we had a camera on it. He was chuckling.
Yeah, but it's like low-key about taking accountability too, right? I feel like growing up, I was a little cuckoo. Like I wasn't really like as developed as I am now, but so I don't blame people for like feeling some type of way when they were around me at like 18, 19, 20, whatever it is. So I think that's just to be fair. Like, because you know this version, you don't know the version of me, back then. But I bring it up because like I was trying to like make it make sense, about me like having this new network and new friends that support me. But that's part of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like your old self then, per se, quote unquote?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like. I don't hate. I don't hate myself. Like,
I hope you don't.
Yeah, I mean. Sorry, what I mean by that was. How do I word this? What I meant by that is that.
Dude, I feel like I should call like an ambulance or something.
No, it was bad, dog. Like, I'll tell you about that later. It was bad. I was like, it was terrible. But no, I mean, you grow up, and I think what I was trying to share was that like. What I was trying to share was like I don't blame people for like not liking me as a kid. Like I was a pain in the butt to be around, so I don't blame people for like acting some type of way. That's what I was trying to say. No, but I like me. I mean, I'm not like angry at a younger version of me. I feel like it's whatever. It is what it is. Yeah.
Like when I had David on, right, and we were talking about his film. There's definitely like this repetitive like topic, especially like just like films about church.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the, I guess, main topic is you see like this division between like the parents and the children.
Yeah.
And it's always been a theme.
Yeah.
When I think about it. And for me, it's hard to grasp because obviously I didn't have that similar experience. But when I see like different films, it's always like gravitating that kind of division. Like, like the parent are supposed to be set examples of what Christ is, right?
Yeah.
But it's like also being hypocritical, but yet also knowing like the children are also going to act hypocritical as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying what the parents gonna do are like just. I'm not excusing that. But what I've seen in church nowadays is that there's more intention in the fact of like concentrating on building the relationship rather than growing numbers. You know what I mean? Like there's like I'm trying to figure out the right words. Like back then I would say the church I've seen, people focus on bringing more people in the church, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come to our church. But then the relationship has been more dissolved during the process of adding more people.
Mm.
But then in the experience I'm going through with the churches I've been is there's an intention on building the people who have been going to the churches, building that relationship. And earlier we've talked about, like off camera, like your experience on finding different churches.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what do you think your experience is like finding that, like the right church per se to you?
Well, I feel like the biggest thing is that like if I walk into a building and I start talking about
I feel like you go bigger.
Like they start talking about preaching in tongues, I'm like, yo, I'm out. Like I'm like, yo, you're crazy, you're tweaking, dude. Like, no, I'm kidding. But like, I think they're like, well, for one, I think everybody's trying their best, so I'm not trying to like hate on anybody, and I feel like it's not healthy for me to hate. What I'm trying to say is that I think what I would like to see and experience is just, I think leaders with good and interesting perspectives in life, reasonable people, and then like not very broad, not toxic people, like not toxic. Sometimes like people can leave because of like toxic friends, or the culture is not very healthy.
Oh, can you elaborate more on that? I don't like. I want to touch more. What do you mean?
Like
that?
The best way to put this out without outing people that I know.
I mean, you could. I just we could just have a list to like cut them out.
No, what I mean by that is that
like, why gotta put me more work?
What I mean by that is that like I think I don't like culture. I don't like gossip. I don't like talking bad about people. I don't find that amusing. That's kind of I know that's a little hypocritical because the whole time I've been like roasting people, but what I mean is that like I don't like to make
You're
fun
not
of,
looking
like,
good, Pat.
I mean I don't really care. I mean it's fine like, but you know what I mean is that like I don't care about the way Susan dresses or the way the way Kyle looks. Or you know what I mean like I'm not like interested in gossip. And I'm not. I feel like a lot of churches like they're super judgmental people,
I hear that.
and I'm like, see, like now I don't want to go to your building because the people, and I feel like the people should be like welcoming. That to me is like something that bothers me a lot about certain communities that I know. It's just like, I'm sure you guys mean well, but like at a certain point, like you keep crossing the line, it's like not very fun anymore. And I just like don't enjoy gossip. I don't enjoy talking bad. Yeah. So that's kind of. Sorry, you asked me like what I like about certain churches. Like those things I don't like. I haven't found what I did like yet, but I think people with like interesting point of views is really nice. Rational leaders are cool. Yeah,
rationals are cool.
I mean, I don't need like concerts and like flying angels and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like I don't need like smoke shows.
There's a couple of churches that I know who does that.
Yeah, it's a little OD, but like I don't need all that.
It becomes like a rave, not gonna lie.
Yeah, like in concert and like you have you have the lead guitarist like act like he's like Adam Levine. And I'm like, buddy, like relax.
Bring Adam Levine. Dude, Nathan, calm down, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's so. Oh yeah, like I don't know. Like I this is kind of mean, but like. Yeah, I'll stop that. But like that, like I don't really need all of that much. I think people who are rational is nice.
Yeah.
Like good leaders who are kind. Yeah.
Like just very simple minded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not simple minded, but yeah.
But that could start, especially if it's like a newcomer. Doesn't have to be like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know how to take. Like I can't stand all these churches like constantly talking about depression. Like talking about off screen. I can't stand it. Like I get it. Like people got something.
They have good intentions.
They got good intentions. And I understand you. Like I don't want to make it all about me because ultimately, like you're trying to preach the
gospel and
yeah, I'm trying to make it relatable. But I think, like I want you to share what's good in life.
Yeah.
I want to like. I don't want to like go to church and then feel exhausted afterwards.
Yeah.
Like I know our world is broken. You don't have to always talk about it like that. Can you share to me about like some good in your life too? Talk about both things. Don't just talk about one thing. And I think lately a lot of these churches I've been experiencing, like it's always like one negative note. It's always like oh my God, like God save you this one dark place. I'm like, yo, that's cute and all. I get it. I like it. I feng shui with it. Good for you. But like, can we talk about like how nice today is or something? Like like because here's the thing. It's like what happens to your faith, like after you kind of slay the big bad. And what I mean by that is like, okay, I will always need God and we will always need God. But like, for example, like going to therapy and like working on myself and like working on my baggage, like I'm not angry and hateful or like depressed all the time. But when you're trained and taught, like run to God as if he's therapy God, what happens when like you're kind of healed? Like what is next for what's next? And I think that's like why I get very annoyed when it always talks about like depression. I feel you gotta teach me as a leader like how to celebrate, like how to understand the complexities and different dimensions of God. I was talking to my therapist about this once, and like God's a very multi-dimensional being. But when you're only shown one way, it's really hard to like learn the other side of it.
Right.
And so wherever I end up going, my new church, I want to like feel that. And like I want to like celebrate life a little bit. Like I want to like not like doing crap.
10%.
Not like that. But what I mean is that like I want to feel like I don't want to feel miserable like listening to all this negative talk.
I will say this that like it's crazy that we're talking about just this because like I've been reading just back and forth Exodus.
Yeah.
And everyone knows that Moses and Pharaoh and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And then one thing I in Exodus chapter 8, it mentions like the different plagues.
Yeah.
I think there's like 9 different plagues or 10.
Yeah.
10. Is it 10? Alyssa, do you know it's 10 different plagues?
Moses?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
10 or something. And there was like I think Exodus chapter 8 talks about like Moses talking to Pharaoh like, oh, like if you don't free my people, I'm gonna send like the gnats, like GNATS or something like that.
Yeah, that.
But then the magicians or I don't know, sorcerers or whatever,
Yeah.
they couldn't copy it.
Yeah.
You know, and then they could copy some, but they couldn't. So when I think about that, it's like, oh, like there's certain moments in our life we're gonna try to copy God.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to like, what's that word? Where like we're gonna act like, oh, this
God.
from God, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
We're
But
trying to put God on our
yeah,
box.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, but it's not like genuine, or it becomes like a performance,
Yeah.
You
I
know?
feel you. Yeah.
and there's like this like disingenuous kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know. And when it comes to connecting to Exodus chapter 8 about like different plagues, and then to like having a balance of like not too like miserable service, but yet also simultaneously
Right.
having like a service that's like, oh, they celebrate you and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think that takes a level type of character and journey like
Yeah.
leaders have to go through. I tend to think it's a good thing when I see a leader been broken by God.
Yeah.
You know?
I have a hot
Well,
take about that.
yeah. No, go for it.
No, my therapist told me this once, and I once I told my therapist the idea of like all things happen for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, "That's not how it works." I like to think that like bad things happen because we live in like a sinful world,
Okay.
but God
like
like
that.
He kind of molds it, he kind of works with it, and what I mean by that is that like I mean it's simple wording, but it becomes very scary in my brain. Like when people pray about like, God, can you break me so I can do whatever, so that I can get X, Y, and Z? That scares the hell out of me, because like why would you pray that?
Right.
I think we already have all these like hurdles, you know, and
Yeah.
like, you know, God loves us, so He wants to heal us. And also, there's a difference between, I'm sure, like, you know, I'm not like old, so I don't know everything, but I'm sure there's a difference between like molding us, like crucible, like making us better and training us. I'm sure that's different than like healing with some really dark event, you know. So sorry, that's like a trigger word for me, because my leaders would say that.
Your what?
Because the
We got another water. Don't worry. Water.
It's like a trigger word for me, because it's like I don't know how accurate that is. Like when, you know, I think we're all hurt. We live in a hurt world, and like bad things happen to us. But I want to think that like God, you know, He's the one who saves us. You know, and so when people say like, so that's when you said like the leaders being broken by God, it kind of scares me, because I'm like I don't really know how that works, because like, you know, like a father wouldn't want to like his kid to be injured so that the kid can run to the dad, you know what I mean? Like I think a loving father would like correct them if he needs to be disciplined, or like,
Yeah.
you know, it kind of like scares me, because I feel like that's just like unfortunate, like toxic point of view,
Right.
you know. And maybe I'll change, maybe I'll experience something that will like tweak my POV, but
Right.
that point of view very scares me a lot.
I think it's like, for the point of view I was thinking
Yeah.
of is like more the spiritual essence,
Right.
and the heart posture,
Yeah.
because I think just coming from like a athletic point of view,
Yeah.
right? Coaches have to like really like train them hard.
Yeah.
And
That's what you meant.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like molding them.
Yeah, molding them, or whatever
Yeah.
words that people may think.
Yeah.
And it's like in I think like in the book of Philippians, right? Like in when Paul was in jail,
Yeah.
but he took that as an opportunity to like preach the word.
Mm-hmm.
And in the human eyes, we see it as like, no, you're broken, like you're trapped,
Yeah.
right? Or whatever words you may think of. But he used that as an opportunity to just preach the word. He's like, okay, even though I'm trapped on the physical part, it's like, no, my freedom isn't based on the physical thing.
Mm-hmm.
My freedom is like, oh, Jesus covered me with the blood of Christ,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm free.
Mm-hmm.
And that may sound too much for some people, and that may sound very simple to some.
Yeah.
And what I've learned to accept the fact is that there's certain seasons. I know some people don't like that word, seasons, whatever situations. God has put me through so many difficult positions in my life, but I've learned that it's the only thing that God can just like when I see like bad things, I don't see them just simply bad things now. Back then I would. I'll be like, God, like what the heck? Like, did I do something bad? Did I sin? And then what I've learned right now is that sometimes it's not a sin issue.
Yeah.
Sometimes when bad things happen,
God's
it's an invitation. God just like,
Yeah.
hey, I just want you to myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you.
But in our human mindset, it's like I didn't even do nothing wrong. It's like, what did I do? Right?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Yeah.
You know?
I really appreciate you elaborating.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. No. I feel like that's very good that you said. Yeah. I think if there's an ego, like spiritual ego, or like you think you know everything, like I feel like that's like very fair game for God to step in. Like, no. This is not how it works. I run the show, not you. You know. I feel like that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll elaborate on like
no, you're
other
good.
stuff later.
No, so it's like what I'm trying to get out of it when it comes to like the spiritual binding or like the physical binding is like which one do we rely on more? And God doesn't say like, oh, you can't have a house.
Yeah.
He's not saying like, oh, you can't own like a house or you can't have money. It's not like I hate it when people say like being poor is like bad. Like, like I don't like that.
Being poor is bad.
Like being poor is like
being rich is
being rich. Sorry, like being rich is bad. It's like that.
Too,
it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Like I get why, but it's not like it's not delivered well.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Like,
it's just like I met a lot of people, whether they're poor, middle, or high class, whatever you may see as. I've seen many different people from different classes, but they're able to steward it well.
Yeah.
Whether it's financial resources or whether it's on a spiritual heart posture way, right? And I like to say is many people, especially in church context, we like to boast people who have amazing gifts.
Yeah.
I'm looking at like genuine like character.
Oh yeah, I have a funny bit about this, but yeah.
Oh, go, bro.
No,
come on. You started. You gotta finish it out.
Well, on the bit about like, yeah. I mean, sometimes I wonder like, I feel like people should make more effort to talk about like if it's money's not bad, it's greed.
Yeah.
Greed is bad, and yes.
And then like the root of money is like evil and that.
Yeah, I mean, money's money. You know, it's just like a person behind it. I feel like like greed is bad, but that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a pet peeve. I just can't stand like showboaters at church, or I can't stand.
What's a showboat? I don't know that one.
Like I guess like not flamboyant is the right word, but like very I just forget it. It's
like extra?
Like like showing off a lot.
Oh. Why do you think people who are at churches does that? Is it like just?
Here's the bit. Okay.
Oh, here's the bit. Okay, where's the bit, Pat?
No, because a lot of people who are cool in church, quote unquote, are like lame in real life, and I just I can't stand it because then like.
Do I have your permission to clock that? Apparently, the youth kids, this means clock it.
Oh, yeah, I guess. But, like, I don't know. Like, your worship leader is, like, in real life might just be, like, a weirdo. And then, like, he's put in a position in church where he's elevated. And now he's, like, he thinks all that. But in reality, like, you're given that position, buddy. Like, you're not cool in IRL. And so that bothers me a little bit because, like, he gets, like, drunk off power. And I'm like, or he or she, whatever.
And that's the position of the dangerous thing of it. Yeah.
Right. So it's not really a funny bit, but, like, it's kind of a pet peeve. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I can't stand that. I can't stand when I feel like they're treating, like, worship like their show. They're like, you know what I mean? I'm like, bro, like, you're singing off key, chill.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
In your, like, I guess from what you explained, like, how do you think modern churches are handling worship then?
Oh, I don't. I'm not qualified to give that
No,
answer.
no, no. Hey, does you can speak your opinion, bro? We good?
No, I think everybody's different, and I think everybody's like trying to.
You went to the safe route. What the heck, bro?
Well, no, I'm being serious. I just think that like everybody's, they're. I don't know. Like I was sharing what annoyed me. I don't have the answers. I mean, because for me, like, there's only a certain amount of things that I care about in life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's my career, my friends, and that's about it. Like I don't. All the other stuff is like, like I don't have beef with like the church or whatever.
Right,
So I
right,
don't really
right.
like care to like.
Yeah.
But no, I just want to share that bit because that was funny because you were sharing about something and I was this is kind of funny to try. Yeah, but
Like I remember. I think it was like somewhere in Acts or Romans. I remember this verse. It says like, true worship is like offering your body as a living sacrifice or something.
Yeah.
And when I first read that, I was like, yo, that's pretty gnarly. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like in a very I immediately took as like a physical sense.
oh really?
I was like, what the heck? Does that mean like I have to be like Old Testament version? And when I read the context of it and then knowing like, oh, that means like every part of my life, like I have to think of like God is in the center of it. And what does that mean? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still learning what that means. I'm not saying like I've like, oh, got it 100% locked down.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to process everything,
Yeah.
right? Like, I think that's the healthy answer of it. That's
Yeah.
the realistic, logical answer of it.
Yeah.
But one thing that I've been stumped on
Yeah.
is the emotional aspect of it. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, is it okay that like for kids, right?
Yeah.
Like, is it okay that I have made a mistake on preaching the gospel? And what I mean is like, if I interpret it wrong, does that mean like God doesn't love me?
Oh.
Like I've been going through that kind of like, you may think of like a psychological. I've been feeling that recently.
Really? Okay.
Because like I'm still trying to like not, and this is the unhealthy aspect of me, like not trying to be like the perfectionist per
Right.
se,
Right.
because I have put like this like kind of like standard,
Right.
but like I started realizing no, that standard is very like unhealthy, but
Right.
also like that's not what God wants you like
Right.
to experience, because if he is actually like the freedom that you're desiring to feel and experience in this life, then why are you also being the walls and against that? If you get me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's an interesting thing, like knowing like here, but like your heart is like
Yeah.
it doesn't match up,
Yeah.
And I started thinking like when you are like attending like churches and hearing different types of pastors and different pastor with like different theological ideas and how they speak.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like also the guilt trip of it is like, am I okay to even have preferences? Is it bad to have preferences?
Like leaders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, we should.
Like, is it like, but in the beginning I started feeling guilty to have
Really?
her.
They gaslighting you, bro. No, I'm kidding.
No, like that's just on me. Like, because like I'm like, oh, I want to try to be holy as possible, like I can be, like all that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then it's like it started eating you.
Yeah.
It's like it kills you for some reason. And like I'm at this point like I'm okay with having like preferences and not letting like end me per se.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, like I have like pastors that I would suggest.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like I just want to learn. I want to live within the people.
Yeah.
And that's a whole context I don't want to get into. Like
Yeah.
living with the people in church is at least for me, it's difficult.
Yeah.
Because I think, I don't know about you, but like I've been having a hard time just like opening up to people,
Oh, really?
to like specific church people,
Yeah.
because some church people can manipulate you.
Yeah. Well, they don't.
And
know
then
what we're
that's
talking
and
about.
that's like, oh, that's a different like
Yeah.
that goes on to the toxicity and then the gossip thing, bro.
Well, they don't really know. They don't really know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think like I feel you on that one because I know people who, like, I get it because it's hard. Like when we were young, like you're thinking that like, oh, I just need someone to talk to. I just need advice. But not everybody give good advice because not everybody lives a good life or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I had a bit about
Man, how many bits do you got?
I have a handful. I've a handful of hot takes.
Alyssa, throughout the edits, I want to just ask you if you could just count how many bits that Pat has, and then at the end, just like
No, I think Nathan,
34.
I think Nathan, he might think this is funny, but I feel like this is rate my professor. I feel like there should be rate my pastor.
Yo.
Like, yo. Like,
Okay.
Like,
yo, no,
like
I okay, I hear that.
there should be a bit where it's like we all like give like Yelp reviews. I'm like, yo, I don't know, Pastor Barry was really boring today. Like, I think he could have inserted a joke in like 43 minutes because I'm starting to like fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like yo, like we're all investing our Sunday to be here or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And like you're making me want to fall asleep. I'm like don't be mad that I left. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is. Like.
Yeah.
I feel like and then they can kind of work on their craft a little bit. Like can you imagine having your pastor who workshops like what they're gonna do? They're like they're back. Oh, gotta practice this thing over here.
Yeah.
And said like they have like no one to check them, so they go up there like they go on the PowerPoint like, yep, and right here we had a I don't know like
why'd you speak like that like
I'm personally
like a professor or something?
Yeah,
like you're a professor from Indiana Jones or something like that.
No, I just think that like I don't know, more pastors should know that they're doing a good job or a bad job,
How like that's actually a pretty good idea. Like, right, Mike?
See, comedy, and I'm kidding.
Dude, that's.
By the way, I think you got like 10 minutes left, but we'll try to.
No, one thing I would like to end. I would like to mention is like, I want to talk about this because I'm actually pretty. Yeah, I'm pretty interested about this. Yeah. Like, just like gossip in churches.
Oh yeah.
Like, if we as people don't want that to happen to ourselves, why do you think people either start it or even partake in it then?
I think sometimes it okay, to be specific, my guess, or at least in the Vietnamese culture, like the aunties do it by accident, or they're unaware of like talking bad about other people, and it's like a habit that like some of the people inherit, like the younger generation, they kind of see their parents do it probably, and then it kind of happens. And I think people gossip by accident sometimes. And they want to feel close to someone, and talking bad about someone is the only way to know how to. And I think it's a culture thing. Like, I feel like if they have good things to talk about, they'll talk about it. I think that's what it is. But yeah, I mean, don't drag me into any gossip. I'm gonna leave the building. I'm out.
I will say this, that I've learned this too, because like sometimes it's easy to look at other people where they're the problem.
Yeah.
But sometimes we're also the problem that's in it too.
Sure.
And for me, I'm a person who like to reflect. Yeah. I'm a person who, if I cause the problem or if I sin per se, I'm like, Lord, like can you clean my heart, or like did I do something wrong, and why am I doing that?
Yeah.
Is it for some like pity thing? Do I want to be seen as a savior per se?
Yeah.
And not many people would like to admit that actually in churches. Like, no, you want to do it because you want to be seen as the hero.
Yeah, sure.
And that's why we need to check our intention and motives, because sometimes our intention and motives are not going to be always correct or healthy per se. We mask it as like good, but it's like, is it actually healthy?
Yeah.
Right? And I've been learning about like just like there's this book by I think C.S. Lewis, The 4 Different Types of Love, like talks about like family, friends, and all
that jazz.
Yeah, all of that. And I remember like I did a topic regarding to friendship, because obviously youth, they relate to that a lot. And I told them like who you surround yourself with says a lot about who you are a lot, like you were mentioning earlier. Where do you think, in terms of you, like how would you describe your friends right now, and what does your friendship say a lot about who you are?
Yeah, I think I like ambitious people. I like people who have interesting things to say. I like people who do interesting things. And some people I'm very close to are like my work friends. Like we don't always talk about our lives, but we always talk about what we like to do.
Cool.
So a lot of them are just a reflection of like where I'm at in my life. You know, I want a healthy personal life, so I have a very small group of close friends, and then most people I associate with are people I work with, and yeah, that's that. You know, yeah, yeah, I don't know. You know, that's pretty. My friendships are. I'm happy for them, and yeah.
One thing I want to say before we end
Yeah.
today's episode,
Yeah.
I want you to just like dead serious, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy where you're at. Like
Oh my god, I used to say something like crazy. I was like, I don't know.
no. Like I'm because last night you were just like dreaded. You were just tired from work.
Yeah.
And to see,
Yeah.
you know, the transition from off the camera,
Yeah.
and you know,
Yeah.
I'm happy that you're
Thank
at
you.
least not that tired, but you're kind of sick, but still
Yeah, I'll explain
Yeah,
that later. It's off the pod. Off the pod.
somewhatly better.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, thanks for hanging out with me. I mean, I want to come here to just like to chit chat.
No, you good. Yeah, like we don't know. Like today's literally the first episode.
Yeah.
Well, not first, but 20th episode
Yeah.
of this new setting. So we're still trying to work things out.
I
You
hope I
know?
don't drop the ball. Nah, I'm kidding.
You know, hey, that's for Alyssa to
Yeah.
work on through that.
Chaz, listen, she's a goat.
She's gonna be like, can you tell Pat I hate him?"
Nate too. He's hella chill.
Hey, she's very tired. I'm playing. Well, I'm
I don't know. Womp womp, I guess.
no, womp womp again. Nope. So one thing I usually do before I like to pray
Okay.
before I end, and you know what, you do however you do.
Okay.
Open your eyes. I don't care.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna pray us out.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
All right. Lord, thank you so much for even bringing Pat on this episode. The fact that he's somewhatly safe, he's somewhatly feeling better. The fact that he's here, physically safe, and he's been on this path on just surrounding himself with the right people and healthy people. All glory to you, God. And I pray that his film Sins of My Youth brings more people to watch it and know there is a God who cares about them deeply in every aspect of their life. Thank you for Nathan and Alyssa even offering their talents and their gifts to create this episode. I don't know who's listening to this. I just pray that whoever listens to this, they feel somewhatly related throughout this conversation with Pat and I. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.